I have checked. I am unmuted. Last night I was muted for 25 minutes of a stream, so that felt great. But we are
Oh,
here. We are live with episode 3, presumably the finale of our Realms of Pugmire Unleashed actual play. As ever, we'll be introducing I'll be asking my cast to introduce themselves in alphabetical order. So, Alan, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
hi, yes, I'm Alain Gerla. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a community content creator. I did a lot of work on the Slash and Vault and a little bit on Canis Minor as well. Last week, I published a short fiction for the Onyx Pass Publishing Fiction Contest called The Flames of Valmecia. If you like halflings and magic, it's going to be the perfect story for you. My character is Iris. She is a reptile, a lizard actually. That's one of the new species, let's say, introduced in the book Pugmire Unleashed. And she's an alchemist, so she casts spells by sprinkling salt on everyone.
Fantastic. We may need that this session. Bliss. Same question. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I am Bliss Steel, she, her. I pretty much only do these actual plays on the Onyx Path channel, including the Exalted Essence, which is not tomorrow, but I think next Friday.
That is correct.
Yes. And I am playing Maya Pyrenees. She is a free dog runner hunter. She likes to shoot things with her bow and hang out in the mountains with the animals and be a loner nomad cool dog.
Amazing. Speaking of loner nomad cool dogs, Josie, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, my name is Josie, and I will be playing Beretta the Borzoi, long snoot, long gun, and Edgepup extraordinaire. And you should have brought earbuds. Not my mistake.
And finally, I was going to say Edgepup Extraordinaire, but I don't know Ren well enough to make that judgment call. So, Ren, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I am Ren. I'm playing Friar de Saint Bernard. He's a criminal mutt, but mostly just a big old nice dog that just wants to make people happy, protect the weak, and do a little bit of crime against people with money and that deserve it.
Fantastic. Before we get started properly, I do wish to make a couple of things clear. One, last session when I said, hold on a second, I need to roll for something, I should have explained that I was rolling for the monster's morale check in Realms of Pugmire. Non-minion or legendary monsters make morale checks to see, when certain conditions are met, to see if they stick around or if they flee. So that's what that roll was for. And also, while this actual play is ostensibly to demonstrate, some of the monsters in the new book, the creature cannot engulf as part of its attack. I just felt that it made for a more dramatic entry. Usually it's attack or engulf, but I combined the two because of the surprise round. I try to make it clear when I'm using homebrew stuff. Or stuff that doesn't fit in with the rules as written. But last time, having safely evacuated a village, the party found themselves in what they were told was the Sunrise Mall, trying to find a way out, because while they could lift the injured villagers out of the 30-foot hole that they fell down, it's harder to do that with horses. So they set off at first looking for a way out, but quickly decided to just find as much plastic as they could fill their pockets, saddlebags, and everything else with, and found a veritable hoard of plastic. Along the way, something in the rafters kept talking to them, and they decided to investigate further. And eventually, after walking down, I think it was the eastern wing of this, whatever a mall is, and finding a room with a sense of peace pervading it, encountered a mass of plant matter projecting this kind of reddish mist. In the middle of it, kind of at the apex of the roof, reachable only by a series of hanging platforms, is a gap in the plant matter. Beretta was the only one to notice this, as she was hopping from platform to platform, following whatever this creature is that's been talking to them. Everyone else made a much more sensible approach along one of the balconies. And this plant matter plugs the corridor. You can go, as far as 3 of the 4 of you are concerned, you can go no further. There are kind of red spongy protuberances on it, which appear to be slowly inhaling and exhaling, and as they exhale there's like a faint puff of spores, which kind of mingle with the rest of the mist. What do you do? I'm assuming that you've left the horses behind so you can backtrack and get them on your way out.
Yeah. I don't know, what should we do?
We should probably join Beretta, because knowing her, she might just run after the thing that we saw, and we will need to help her, whatever happens.
Yeah, should we go up there as well?
I guess we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Look, it kind of seems like shit's about to go down, so we might as well all be in the same spot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a little bit concerned that Beretta is going to fire her whatever implement of doom she has, and make us fall from the platforms. So Beretta, can you keep your rifle in your back when we are climbing this ledge? Or
Am I even able to hear you?
Yes.
Okay.
As a reminder, the platforms themselves hang up kind of in the middle of the wing of the mall. They're suspended from the ceiling by thick metal ropes, and Beretta managed to get onto them by finding a very crude-looking ladder that had obviously been put there for the explicit purpose of getting onto them. It was just iron rungs hammered into a wall, one of the concrete support pillars, I guess more accurately, that hold the roof up, and almost like I don't know what they're called in mainland Europe, but we call them monkey bars here in the UK. They're just bars that you hang from and swing from one to the next, like a monkey. We're very original. And that's how Beretta managed to get onto them and then jump from platform to platform. The platforms themselves are kind of ramshackle. They're not a uniform size or shape, but they are big enough for someone to jump and land on without running the risk of overbalancing and falling off immediately.
Where did they lead? I'm having trouble visualizing.
Yep, sure. So, in the direction that you came, they seem to have started at the entrance to the wing where you came from the food court, and then they follow the wing the entire way down until they meet this massive plant matter, where at the very top there is a small gap just big enough for a platform to hang down, so you can jump onto that platform and get behind the plant matter. Did that clarify?
So we gotta get past this plant. Or set it on fire. That would clear it.
Yeah, it's overall through if you want to get to behind it.
Yeah. Do we need to get behind it? Did the creatures that were falling go through that?
Yes. The three of you on the balcony, all you heard was the sounds of something fluttering, maybe, and then they just kept kind of going in the direction. So there's only one direction to go in, basically. But Beretta saw it, some kind of dark shape with pale stripes on it, go through that hole. Well, more accurately, she saw the mist disturbed in its wake, but presumably it went through the hole in the plant.
Right. And the plant is emitting red mist.
Yeah.
That's not good, is it? That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Should I know some nature, perhaps, to see if that mist is indeed bad? That's a skill I have.
I'm absolutely down if you want to try that. Oh, we have 3 fortune, I believe.
What is that as a, what's the,
It'd be. I'm good with either cunning or intellect, your choice. And then if you're proficient in no nature, you can add your experience bonus.
17?
17, fantastic.
Yeah.
You kind of you take a moment to think back through all of the dangers that you have faced or that you have come across references to by talking to other people in your line of work. And while you have never encountered something like this personally, you do know hunters who travel through the I always get the name wrong. The Fearful Forest quite often. And they told you about groves of carnivorous plants called thrumycaps, who emit a cloud of red spores that do glow in the dark, and this mist is vaguely bioluminescent, but they possess an incredible soporific effect.
What effect?
Soporific. Anesthetic. They'll put you to sleep.
Oh.
Well, that's bad. Yep, that is bad. You don't want to fall asleep while you're trying to jump through a platform hole.
And as you recall this information, kind of your eyes move almost automatically to the protuberances in the plant wall, and you can see that they are within this mass of roots and vines, but not part of it. So presumably those are the actual thrumycaps. They're just hiding.
Well, we could kill those so that the mist stops misting. It would probably go everywhere, though. But yeah, it's the only way I see of making our way through this thing, or around it, or over it, without falling asleep.
I could use one of my torches and a little bit of my alcohol to cremate the plant and its spores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we
The
set
spores
this
tend
bitch
to
on
be really
fire?
flammable.
How many does it seem like there are?
6, but there's no pattern to where they are. They just appear to have claimed a patch of the plant matter for themselves and burrowed.
Gross. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and start setting some stuff on fire and see if the plants get mad at us.
Can I find like a discarded glass bottle somewhere, or like a container?
Yeah. There's plenty of like food containers lying around and things of that nature.
Then I will like open the valve on my barrel and like fill the thing, put a little rag in it, put it on fire with my torch and just
Oh yeah, I forgot you had like a
Throw
lot
it
of
on
that
the-
stuff.
throw it on the patch.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Why don't we get an agility roll for that, just to see if you can make, if you can get it to a place where it will make a material difference, let's say.
18.
Yep, more than enough. The improvised missile impacts, the alcohol catches, and in a few moments there is a spreading, smoking fire hungrily gnawing at the plant matter. The red protuberances start, as the patch of fire spreads wider and wider and approaches them, the red thrumming caps start to almost quiver and try to pull away from it, and you watch as one of them slowly forces its way from the nest, for want of a better word, that it's created for itself, and fall to the ground, like an entire floor below, where it does just kind of splat. Another one is doing the same, but it's further away from the fire, and you watch as it carefully, using its own root system, climbs down this mass of roots and vines and makes its incredibly slow way back towards the food court.
Bye.
Where the horses are.
Oh no! That's bad. I want to shoot it. I don't want it to make the horses fall asleep or eat them. Does this thing eat meat?
They're carnivorous plants.
Yeah, carnivorous. That's a bad word when it comes to horses. Shit. I think I'm gonna have to shoot it with my bow. Be like, hey, stop! Don't go that way. And also, I know you're probably gonna want to kill me after this, but I don't want you to hurt my horses. They're my friends.
Like, are the horses very far away?
Yeah, the horses are in the food court, and that's like at this point about half a mile away, if not further.
I guess it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, this thing's moving at 20 feet around, so you know. It's not that slow, but it's equally not terribly fast.
Yeah.
How many feet are in a mile? I forget.
Many.
5,280.
That makes 0 sense for a measuring. Continue.
Oh, that means plenty of time to kill these things safely from a distance using Maya's bow and my own sacred flames, and whoever else has ranged attack, and we can just
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to leave it and come back later.
yeah.
We want to just take care of it now. That's what I think.
It's clearly unholy plant because it has grown outside of the eye of the sun. So it's a demon plant, and it should burn, and we should destroy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's gonna hurt the horses. All right, I'm gonna shoot it with my short bow from where
Okay.
I am.
There is absolutely no need to roll. There's no stakes here. A combination of arrow and magic does stop the plant in its tracks, and it just falls to the floor. A last puff of glowing red spores erupting from its corpse? Question mark?
Okay, good.
I do all need you to make vitality tests, please. Let's say the difficulty for now is 10.
Me too.
Here's the thing about smoke, Josie. It rises.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got a 6.
I got a 3.
I have a 14.
I have an 11.
Okay. Iris and Maya. There's no damage. There's no mechanical effect right now, but you are starting to feel the burn of, you know, soot and smoke in the back of your throat. Your eyes are starting to stream. If you don't get to clearer air or take some preventative measures in the next few minutes, you are going to start feeling the effects of smoke inhalation.
Never barbecue indoors, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of seems to me, at least, like this thing is gonna put itself out eventually when it runs out of plant. But we might be passed out by then.
Or the
do
building completely goes on fire.
True. Do I reasonably, as a soldier, have like a water skin with some water with me?
Yeah, for sure. You're adventurers. I take that as given that you have, at the very least, a water skin right now.
Yeah, so what I've always learned, but I don't know if my borzoi would know that, is for smoke, you take some kind of fabric and you douse it in water and you hold it in front of your snoot. So that is what I would like to do.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
All right, let's try this. And should we have some scarf or something around our mouth and nose to prevent any further?
Well, that should be wet. Yeah, and
Oh, okay. You mean in front of? Okay, in front of. Okay.
Yeah, it's just dogs have snouts, obviously.
Wrap it around.
Yeah,
its big
sorry.
long snoot.
borzoi just like wrap it around a few times.
But at least for the short term, that does work. Beretta, up in the rafters, you do hear the clanking cough of some ancient machine trying to stir itself into life as the smoke continues to fill the air, but there's nothing else. There's just this constant rattling, churning noise.
That is absolutely not scary at all. I don't know if I should wait for the other three for you guys or try to still chase whatever I'm chasing.
Is the spores still coming up from?
No,
Like-
the fire has taken care of the problem, let's say.
All right. Yeah. I feel like you can probably go ahead and jump through the hole, and the rest of us can try to make our way around it. While we're putting it out and hacking at it at the same time, maybe.
For sure. So as you are jumping through what is now a burning wall of plant matter, Beretta, I do require an agility or a vitality test check from you. If you are proficient in traverse, you can add your experience bonus to the roll. Let's say the difficulty is 15 because it's a bit burny.
Just a little bit. That is a 14. I'm crying.
You have 3
It's fine.
fortune if you wish to spend fortune to reroll.
Is it more about like I'm going to take damage or is it I'm going to fall? That's what I'm thinking
You'll
about.
take damage.
Nah, fine.
It's fine. You're just carrying gunpowder in your pockets while jumping through a flaming wall.
Don't mention that's Orion.
Don't
Shut
remind
up.
me of the gunpowder. No, I don't worry. I'm not going to be that guide. You take an incredible 1 point of damage. I know. It's horrendous. 1 point of fire
Yeah.
damage.
Can I lick my wounds real quick? No. Put the fire out.
Essentially, you undershoot and have to grab the platform and pull yourself onto it. At which point, the fire from the plant beneath you is licking the pads on the base of your at the bottom of your, the pads on your paws. But you can
hot.
You can pull yourself in, and the fire has reached the inner side of this massive plant mass in a couple of places, and it does provide some illumination of the immediate vicinity beyond. And it's in a vast tiled room. You can smell floral scents. It's oddly pleasant when compared to the choking fumes behind you. And you can see that this plant matter all stems from a single gargantuan root, like 3 meters across, that stretches not arrow straight, but it does stretch straight across the room from where you are, disappearing into the darkness beyond. Based on how the crackles and pops of the burning plant are echoing, you can tell that this room is sizable and probably unfurnished, or at least has a lot of hard angular surfaces within it. The platform that you are on, in the doorway itself, on the threshold, is the last one. There is a it would be 7-meter drop beneath you to the floor.
Look, I don't know if the floor is going to hold my weight. It might not. However, I do know that this plant is kind of thick. Instead of jumping like to the next floor, can I try to jump onto the plant? Because it could maybe be sturdier.
Yeah, for sure. I would like a roll. Again, this is not a roll to succeed or fail, because gravity will win either way. It's how well you manage to use the plant to slow your fall. If you botch, there will be fire involved.
Mhm.
Can I spend a fortune? You jinxed it, Ryan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I would like to not perish. And now I roll a 20. I'm not even kidding.
The dichotomy
Okay.
of dichotomy of luck.
That is a 20 plus a 4 for my agility, and if traverse counts, another +1.
Fantastic.
25.
Total of 25. You managed to jump from using the firelight and the few remaining glowing red patches of spores. You can see a couple of thicker roots in this plant that while not forming a ladder per se, will give you some firm footing to kind of awkwardly jump or step from one to the next to make your way down safely. And you get to the floor as, let's say, about half of the plant is now burning on the inside. Those of you outside, you can see where holes are starting to appear and the fire is, as it does, eating away at the edges of them, leaving gaps. At some point, you would all recognize that this wall of plant will be too unstable and weakened to support itself, and it will fall in one of two directions.
I will
Down.
start backing away slowly, hoping I wouldn't get a fiery plant wall on my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should all move out of the way and let it go splat.
Yeah.
Are you communicating this to Beretta in any way?
Beretta, we're gonna wait for it to fall and go splat. Don't go too much further because we're gonna catch up in a sec.
What?
I repeat myself louder.
Would one of you care to roll 1d4? On a 1 or a 2, it falls towards you. On a 3 or 4, it falls towards, the other party.
I'll do it.
Okay, so 1 or 2 it falls into the mole. 3 or 4 it falls onto Beretta.
2.
2, okay. A few minutes pass, and then there is a creaking, snapping sound of, plant giving way under its own weight, and it falls ponderously at first, but then picking up speed straight towards you. You have backed up. You've got enough distance to time to get far enough away that it won't land on you, and a huge cloud of cinders erupts from the floor as it just collapses under its own weight. You don't know how long it's been there, but it feels like the passing of an era almost, as this plant, far larger than any plant you think naturally gets, meets a fiery end. If you wait a few more minutes, the patches of plant that had fallen onto the balcony eventually burn out, and you have a path through into the room where Beretta is. Beretta, now that the plant has fallen down, you can... do you have a light source, I guess is an important question.
I have the hooded lantern.
Fantastic. So you can see that there are stairs from the balconies leading down to the ground floor, where they come in through a strange lattice work of metal bars. Look almost like window frames, but far larger than any window frames you've ever seen. And those of you on the balcony, you can push through this pall of acrid choking. Well, it would be choking if you didn't have your masks on. Push through it to the staircase beyond that will lead you down. I mean, technically it would lead you up as well, but you can look up and see that it just takes you to the balcony above. There's no floor in this room above you.
Right, onward.
Okay. So you can all see... You all see this tiled room in the lights of the various torches, lanterns, what have you, sacred flame. You can see that it's a cavernous room, pale, cracked tiles covered in the dust of ages, soil, decayed plant matter, just stretching off for a good maybe like 10 meters on either side of you. And here and there are just hollow rectangular shapes with shelves in them. Nothing on them, apart from on the closest one you can see that it's a very strange wood mix with a layer of plastic on top of it, stained pure, you assume at one point pure white. As I say, you can also see the root stretching away into the distance, which you now see there's like 3 exits out of this room, 2 on either side and 1 straight ahead of you. The one ahead of you is the biggest exit, and there are a couple of other smaller doors where the door is still on its hinges, because these exits have no doors. The door is on its hinges and is visibly swollen, or has the locks corroded so badly that it's probably sealed itself shut just through time and age. I do require a cunning test a check from everyone. If you have search, you may not search. Search is the wrong one. Oh god, sorry, I'm coming down with something. Notice, that's the word. If you have notice, you can add your experience bonus to it.
$19.
14.
13.
Okay, if you got over 15, you could hear, not from any one direction in particular, but just throughout, softly echoing throughout this space from the 3 exits. It's a similar clanking, coughing sound to what Beretta heard in the rafters, but it's followed by a almost like a sigh of relief, of blissful release, of something being let go, and then a few moments later, your nose carries to you the faintest smell of harsh, acrid chemicals and something you can't quite place that makes you woozy for a second, and then the effect passes as this long ends, and the soft clanking, the rattling clanking sound stops.
Weird.
Suspicious even. Can I try to open one of the side doors and try and look where this might come from?
Yeah. So the obvious exits have no doors. They're just empty archways, like 2 animals wide. But you can certainly pick one of the doors in this room if you wish. There are like 2 on either side that are next to each other, and then there's one door behind a low, maybe a shop counter of some kind. Strange kind of metal box on it.
Might want to like check the box and then try that door.
Okay. You get close to the box and you can see that it's got a metal plate beneath a pane of glass, and the metal plate has a grid on it, but you don't recognize any of the symbols on the grid. Most of them are just worn away anyway. And what remains is an unintelligible cipher that would take many dogs many years to solve.
Cash register.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it in my bag. Maybe some scientist wants to pay good plastic for this.
You try to, but you discover that it's bolted to this counter. Now you can try to force it free if you want, but you might break
Smash it.
Yeah. I will gingerly and tenderly give it a little smack with my my maul.
Okay.
So like underneath, so like I don't smack it like on the top, but like underneath, so like
You're trying to hit the
Get it
counter from
loose.
beneath to knock the.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Again, this is not a success or fail. This is how well you manage it.
Wait. So an attack roll or a might roll?
Well, it sounds like you're making an attack on the counter.
Okay. Then that's 17.
17. Okay. Let's do this. Roll 1d4 and tell me if you'd like to subtract or add that to your 17.
That's a 2, and I want to subtract it.
Fantastic. Good answer. You do not go straight through the counter and, hit the not cash register from beneath. You pull the blow at the last second, and the solid metal flanges on your maul. I try to think of the right word. It's gone. Impact the underside of the counter with it, just enough force to shear the tops of the bolts holding this device to it, without, catapulting it half a meter or so across the floor. But it jumps a few centimeters, and you know that you have loosened it, maybe even freed it entirely from the bolts.
A relic. We're gonna split this 4 ways.
Looks cool.
I'll give you fortune for that. Back up to 3. There is a door behind the counter if you still wish to investigate it.
Yes.
Okay.
This gives me renewed faith and energy.
I will need a might check, please, to break the door down, essentially.
Check something. Do.
This would be pushing. I think you have a trick related to that.
Oh, yes, brute strength. I have a boon.
Fantastic.
That's a 21.
21? Oh, yeah, easily. The door crumbles as you just put your shoulder to it and push. And at first, it's a gradual process of you feel it bend, flex, give. There's the softest, wettest crack you've ever heard from rotten wood. And then you just almost stumble through it in a cloud of rotten splinters. The room beyond is small, dark. One wall is made up of strange metal boxes. There is a desk with a large glass pane inclined upon it on some kind of stand. And next to that is a strange disc that seems attached to both desk and glass pane by cables.
There's somebody in the party that knows more about like the olden ways and what something could be. That doesn't just hit things and delivers them to the smart people.
Nope.
That's
I
really
only like
exciting.
nature stuff. This is not nature.
Yeah. It's not made of salt, so I don't know.
It's not made of salt, so I do not care. That rattling clanking sound followed by a sigh happens again, just drifting on the soft air, and now everyone hears it.
Maybe follow the sound?
Yeah.
Nothing bad ever happens to people that follow very weird sounds.
Let's
go.
But does it sound like come from like one direction specifically, or do we
It's
just
coming
hear it
from all
around?
three. The
No.
only direction you can quite honestly say it's not coming from is the small room that Fryer is in right now.
Okay.
Good job, Fryer. Method of elimination.
I'm just gonna like mark it down on some kind of route drawing / map. So if I ever want to come here again to sell the mining rights.
Absolutely fair.
Mining rights. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, we can stake this claim, make a whole bunch of plastic.
The thing I was following,
Mhm.
I have probably completely lost track of it.
Oh yeah, you've no idea where it went. However, giant root on the floor.
Maybe does it still lead anywhere?
Yeah, it leads through the one of the three exits.
Yep. I think we should follow big plants.
Yeah, follow big plant.
Yep.
Okay. You pass through darkened room after darkened room of broken shelving, jagged metal, wood in a rotten, but in a variety of shapes that imply both purpose and aesthetic appeal, but they have too rotten now to tell. Here and there, you see odd glimmers of light, and as you approach, if you do investigate, you find strange silvery torches without heat, without flame, just this constant silver light on this green plastic wrapped root or rope string of some kind, leading it off into the ceiling through cracks and beyond. The route that you're following continues, and as you follow it, it gets thicker and thicker, and here and there it starts to. You can see where it's clearly tried to grow an offshoot, but something has removed the offshoot and sealed what is left to force it to grow more or less straight through whatever this building is to the door that you came through. And a couple of times as you're following it, you again hear the strange clanking noise followed by the sigh, and that it gets louder, the smell gets stronger until that momentary dizziness becomes lightheadedness, becomes harder to concentrate with as just a wave of nausea assaults you, until ahead of you in the distance you can see a soft purple glow reflecting off of a wall, and you can see that the route bends around, follows a corridor to the right towards where this glow is emanating from. The room that you are currently in is much smaller than the first room, maybe 5 meters to a side-ish, and has a series of low wooden and metal stages, daises, podiums, stages, positioned here and there with odd heaps of scrap metal on them and strange O-shapes of a black material that, if you poke it, is still quite solid, but if you poke it too hard, you discover it's quite brittle at the same time.
I recommend putting on the rags around our snouts again, so maybe we can try to breathe a little bit less of whatever gas, neurotoxin, I don't know, we're inhaling.
Yes.
Okay, can do that easily enough.
Purple glow, you say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it the same glow as the plants before, or is it a different?
No,
color?
the plant's glow was a shifting red just because it was spores within the mist that were illuminating it, and they were obviously drifting on air currents. This is a constant soft glow that almost bleeds into invisibility at the very edges. I would also, I guess, point out at this point that I don't know too much about lizard biology, but I'm pretty sure that Maya, Beretta, and Fryer can see it better than Iris can. Iris can still see there's something there, but not as far or as pronounced.
Do we go towards the lights?
Yeah, I don't see anything better to do.
Surviving and leaving would be technically the optimal play.
That's true.
However, what's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are under no compulsion to do any of this.
We're only really trying to get out of here. That's our main thing.
And at this point, we have found so much plastic that we could become a bit too greedy and go deeper and find more.
Yeah. We are
But
solely
now-
motivated by curiosity at this point. And curiosity
Yeah.
killed the cat, and we are dogs. So we'll be fine.
That is a lesson
want to
how
put-
Smilodon learned the hard way.
I want to put my very long snouts into things that are not my business.
What's the point in having a long snout if you can't do that from a safe distance?
Doesn't even have to be a safe distance. Let's go.
So you round the corner and you find a space. It's not a room because you look up and there's no artificial ceiling above you. The ceiling is a roof composed of thousands of pieces of shattered stone that have fallen together. And Maya, no need to roll. You know the only thing keeping this roof up is the weight of the stones pressing against each other. If you disturb one of them in the wrong way, this entire thing is coming down. But you can see where there once was a roof. There are the metal rafters that Beretta jumped along to get here stretches from above you to a point maybe 12 meters or so away. And more of these strange, vast metallic window frames with no windows in them. And beneath those rafters is a latticework of pipes and tubes glowing this soft violet light down onto an arboreal hell from Dante's worst nightmares. Every plant in this room has been trained to grow into one massive fibrous mass in the middle, and that is the route that you have been following. The plant matter you destroyed to get in here, apparently, was the bulk of the plant itself. Someone, Iris as a nomad would probably know this, Maya would know this as a hunter. It's up to Beretta and Fry if they'd know this, but someone would have had to painstakingly train a plant over many years to block that gap to do whatever they're doing back here. And as that realization reaches you, that clanking, groaning noise happens again, and the sigh of relief blows through this room as a fine spray of water suffuses all of the loamy soil in all of the troughs with all of the individual root networks that come into one in the center of the room. And now that you have found the epicenter of whatever this is, that liquid is not water, or if it is tainted beyond anything any of you have experienced before. If the unseen haven't got something to do with this, you would be very surprised. As a meta note for for the players and for the audience, the unseen are demons and generally get blamed for anything that can't be explained. If it's like a supernatural or supranatural phenomenon, anyway. And as the sorry,
I was just gonna ask you, are we just gonna let this be, or are we gonna demolish those pipes? Because I think those plants getting that fluid isn't boding well for any.
Yeah, but if we destroy it, there is a risk that it's going to seep into the mountain and then go into the river, and then the village might not have safe water.
Imagine a storm demon, but instead of water, it's this.
Oh god.
I don't know. I no longer want to imagine things.
Oh no.
Also, does the plant, like if the plant would be somehow removed, would that cause the ceiling that's barely hanging onto
no,
itself?
the plant itself
collapse?
is maybe about 2 meters tall, and then it's just falling over under its own weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge knot of roots that have grown so thickly together that perhaps at this point you cannot even untangle them.
Kitty. I still want to find the things that were mocking us.
Yeah, they said to follow and we'll find out. I don't know, I guess we found that.
Something else.
There is stuff, sorry if I wasn't clear, there is stuff beyond the plant. That's just obviously the thing dominating the room that the space that you are in. And
maybe before we commit absolute atrocities against nature, go there.
But before we leave, we will chop all these plants. But first, we can go check the rest out. Because I don't want that thing growing outside.
Yeah, I mean, if there is an exit somewhere else, maybe we should take that exit first, get the horses to safety, and then come back to investigate this.
Yeah. Gotta get those horses out of here.
I mean,
Yeah, we could try another one of the exits and then come back here if we need to.
Sure.
if that's a way for the exit and we need to lead the horses through that mess, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. So let's find an easier exit if we can. And then deal with this.
How far is it back to where we burned the plants? Because maybe we can see where the smoke is going towards, and maybe if there is an airflow, and maybe find an exit that way.
You have been told that by the creature you met last time that there is an exit just from the food court.
Oh yeah. I did say that.
You went left instead of straight on, essentially.
Mhm.
So we know where the exit is.
Yeah.
So if we know where it is, glowy things continue, maybe?
All right. Let's make sure this is safe. And that there is no weird creature hiding behind it.
I will take my blunderbuss in my paws.
Oh god. We can make some kind of ear protection.
I mean, you can, but you already have a boon on the roll because you're used to it.
Yeah,
Used to it.
it doesn't matter. I still want some ear protection, and I'm going to hide behind. I think it's Freya, the biggest of us.
Mhm.
So I'm going to hide behind Freya.
Okay.
So we continue in a single file line.
Yeah. Just be careful.
I'll be in front, and Maya, you can take the back, so we are both covered in that ways.
Okay. You skirt around the knotted mass of roots and plant life in the middle of this room. I assume you're taking care not to touch any of it.
Don't touch it. It looks spoopy.
Well,
You-
it has the water on it, so
Yeah. Don't like that water.
Yeah, there are pools of water on the grey stone floor beneath you here and there, but you can step over them easily enough. And essentially, to get around it without touching any of the roots that contribute to it, the safest way is just to go along the outside of the room. So you do, and you see as you follow the wall of this space, you see that the towering mass in front of you had been blocking the squat, blocky end of some enormous mechanical beast. And there's a hunched, twisted figure every now and then in the purple light from the ceiling. You see strange purple stripes that seem to almost follow the lines of its skeleton, but on what you realize is like really threadbare feathers. As it flutters around behind this mechanical behemoth. This thing is like 5 meters tall, and who has the highest cunning out of all of you?
I just have a +1.
+1. Well,
I got a +0.
+0.
Okay, so Iris and Maya, you can see ahead of this monster the faint glow of sunlight through cracks in the rocks themselves.
yay!
Quite what this creature is doing, the small creature that you followed, is doing to the much larger creature, you can't tell due to distance and the strange light quality in here. Although dogs can see in ultraviolet reasonably well. But that's what you see as you start following the external wall. With that additional information, do you do anything new, or do you continue to follow the space around?
I follow Beretta.
Because nothing will ever go wrong if you follow me.
I have 8 intelligence for a reason.
At least you're honest, I guess. Hang on, I have to wait for it to reconnect.
OBS says it's a bad idea.
Yeah, OBS knows. Listen to OBS. We appear to be live again.
Okay. Or I could yell something at the thing and maybe it says something back.
We haven't seen the flying thing before now, have we? We just heard
No,
it.
Beretta caught a glimpse of it. It also did say that, like, the others will test you. You can't see anyone else from here, but obviously you've left a large part of this building unexplored.
Yeah. Maybe we should try to get its attention, or
I have a really funny way of getting attention, but I don't think you could appreciate it, so I'm not going to do it. That my goblin brain is telling me, do it. Shoot the bird. Or whatever it is. The thing we know what birds are.
Yeah, you know what birds are.
Shoot the flying thing. Things shouldn't fly.
I mean, most things can't fly, even birds.
See? See?
yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna yell, what are you doing up there? It's like in like a tone of curiosity and also a bit mocking.
Sorry, please bear with me 1 second. The creature stops what it is doing and turns its head, and you can see now that it is a crow of some kind, but it is twisted, hunched, beaten down by the ravages of time, and by the way that it's moving, almost certainly at some point had a broken limb or two that was never healed properly. And it just cocks one beady eye at you. I worship the beast, yes I do. And then from the base of the many meters around tangle of roots, you hear, "What have you brought us, pet? What did you bring us?" And another voice, "New toys? New pets?" And then the third voice, "One way to find out. Test them."
Tested.
And 3 figures like force their way out of the roots. Just you see their hands pull them apart. Two are under the ultraviolet lights. These vibrant green-yellow stripes, red eyes glowing in the darkness, and this white, long-eared, short-furred creature. And they pull themselves out almost painfully, but they don't stop smiling as they drop to the ground. And the third figure foregoes the ultraviolet paint or ultraviolet stripes, foregoes the almost intentionally painful contortions, and where they part the roots, you can see the telltale, Iris particularly, glimmer of magic as they draw upon the arts of the old ones to ease their way from either within this tower of plant matter or wherever they have been up until this point. You can, if you wish, you can all make a no culture roll, I guess would be the closest thing. Or no history.
With no Arcana.
You could work that for certainly the obvious spellcaster for sure.
Okay. I'm going to roll no Arcana then. And that's a 12.
Sorry, I'm doing some rapid stat recalculation on the fly. On a 12, you have heard tell of creatures that resemble these, at the very least. They are said to have in the stories of your people, at the very least, given themselves over to the evil spirits of the deserts, which you have come to learn that your companions believe to be the unseen, demons. I mean, obviously, lizards also believe in the unseen and stuff, but these are abominations unto man, according to the Church of Man. They are a dangerous enemy and are known to be extremely volatile. The stories don't go into specifics, but there is said to be an outpouring of their arcane might when they are slain.
All right.
What does that mean?
Because I think it'll be funnier if you do know. It means they explode on death.
Oh.
I'm going to warn my friends that these are the unseen, and that they and you see that I'm going to ramble a little bit, start a story, realize it's not the moment, and say something like, careful when you kill them.
They know of us.
So we have to
They
go.
may be worthy. The way that they are the way that they say it, and the look that they give you, being worthy might not be a good thing in this context.
I aim my blunderbuss at the one that looks the most important. I don't know if there's like, or like the middle one, I guess.
The one that isn't painted, doesn't have a painted face. Knowing look at people in the audience who know things. They're almost conspicuous in their lack of ostentation.
I don't like that.
Maybe if we take out the leader, the other two will run away.
I will brandish my maul, look at the one that looks the strongest in my opinion, and I will start foaming at the mouth as I activate my rage.
Okay, yeah. I know you asked me to let you know when that would be the when would be the time, and yes, this would be the time.
Arr.
The one that is not painted looks almost emaciated. You can see scars cutting through the patchwork fur on their stick-thin limbs. The other two are definitely heartier looking, let's say. But I'm getting the feeling that now you kind of want to roll initiative.
It's time to fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to treat the 3 that emerged from the tree as one group, just for ease of initiative tracking. For initiative rolling, sorry. I think they mostly share agility value anyway. I'll just take the highest.
I love having a boon on initiative.
So we've got 14, we've got 8, and stupidly small die rolled a 4. Did anyone get over 14?
Yes, I have a 15.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have 21.
I rolled an. You add. I have a 23.
Did anyone roll over 23?
Sorry, Alain.
No problem, no problem.
In which case, Beretta goes first.
I say to the middle one, have you ever had shrapnel for breakfast? And wait, no, I should not do that. I should actually not do that. Now that
Maybe
I
wait
think about
before you're not right beside my eardrums.
I realize that. I mean, if they are very volatile, gunpowder panic would be incredibly funny to me and no one else.
You panic and run right into them.
Yeah,
Explode.
Ryan, if you would be so nice to tell me exactly what gunpowder panic does to dogs who are not used to it. Used to gunpowder.
It's a difficulty 15 presence test. Your allies have a boon on the roll because they're more used to it. And it imposes the deafened and I want to say scared condition. And you can attempt the test again at the end of your turn? Start of your turn? Right, I found it. We're all good.
Look, the chances that you 3 are going to roll higher than whatever these things are.
Yeah, it's deaf and scared conditions, and you do it at the start of your turn.
Okay, and scared means running away.
Believe it's a hindrance on rolls while you can see the source of it, but I'll double check for you.
Just close your eyes.
Have hindrance
Well, you can
on
see the
checks.
source of it.
You have a hindrance on checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is in sight. You cannot willingly move closer to the source of the fear, either staying rooted in the spot or moving away from it.
All right. I mean, yeah, that doesn't make us like run and panic, like, into the bad guys.
Maya could work with that because of range.
Yeah.
Edis also has some range, I think. I think it's Friar I would be messing up.
I have to run away from you because you're the source of my panic, and they are over there, so I can run over there and hit them in the face.
Could I position myself so that if it would make triangular sense that my allies could still run towards the enemies while not having to approach me per se?
Use my shoulder as a stand to fire.
Yeah, you can just stand back and brace yourself against the cracked stone wall behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say, have you ever tasted shrapnel for breakfast in the morning? As I will take a blunderbuss shot as the one without the colors.
Please make an attack roll.
That is agility for my blunderbuss. If I'm correct, yes, with a modifier of...
It'll be your agility plus your experience bonus.
Yeah, a modifier of 5. That is an 18.
An 18. That does hit. The loud crack retort of the blunderbuss echoes throughout this space, and the shrapnel pummels into this creature. A lot of it does get deflected by this swirling mass of runes that it conjures in front of it as a shield of some kind. They hurt your eyes to look at. Would you please roll? That's a 1d6.
I'm gonna post
don't-
something in chat.
You don't
Remind
want
me.
a 1 on the d6.
Oh, D6. I thought my damage is D12.
This isn't damage.
Oh, I don't like that in the slightest. That's a 6.
Okay, that's fine. Now please roll your damage.
I already did that accidentally.
No, that's all good. What did you get?
I rolled a 12.
Hell yeah.
Trying to like frame it in a little
No,
picture.
that's fine. It staggers backwards, but where you're used to creatures screaming in pain, it's laughing. More! More! I do need everyone to make a gunpowder panic test, however, please. I will roll for that one first. It succeeds. I will roll for its for its minions. One of them fails, and I will roll for the bird, who also fails.
I see that as a win. But I don't know the results of my friend's tests yet.
I have a 17.
Briar is fine.
I got a 3.
Maya is less than fine.
With a boon?
Oh, right, the boot. Oh, I got a 7.
Still less than
Dang
fine.
it.
I got a 9.
Less than fine also. You do have 3 fortune, if you would like to spend it.
We just reroll one dice, correctly?
Yes.
And we roll at the start of our turn
Mhm.
to get rid of that. And do we roll with, I mean, at the start of the turn, do we roll with a boon as well?
I would assume so.
Oh.
I'll double check.
Yeah, I'll keep it. It's fine.
Also,
Yeah.
positionally, you would be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the text says is a boon on any tests against gunpowder panic.
Okay. I'm
See,
not
it's
going
not that bad.
to spend fortune. I'm fine being in the back.
Wait till the start of my turn. And then
All right.
go from there.
Okay. A mighty blow, as I say, that this creature, this being staggers backwards, seeming to relish the pain. Who are you passing the initiative to? And just so you know, there are 4 of them who can just pass it to themselves.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that they will probably like take all of them in succession. So maybe we can split 2-2. Maybe pass it to Friar because he also does a lot of damage, and maybe we can take one out preemptively, so it never even gets a turn.
That is possible. I think that the bird thingy is the closest.
It's further. So
Oh, it's further.
yeah, for ease, let's say that you're at the corner point of a triangle. The bird is the long diagonal edge. The rabbits are the short edge.
Oh, then I'm
Get the
going
one
to...
without paint. Get the one without paint.
I try to listen, but I am raging. Raging alcoholic. No, I run towards the one without paint, and I just lift my maul and just smack it over the head.
Okay. Which one was that? Sorry.
The one without paint, apparently. as
Okay.
Beretta
Yep.
called.
The one that just got shot.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Bum. Does a natural 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Is this also like a double die in this setting?
I believe so. A triumph. Double the number of the damage. Yeah, double the number of dice and roll them all together. Because it's far more consistent than rolling and then doubling whatever you've rolled.
19. Do I add my might to the damage?
Yes, so after you've rolled your dice, that's when you add your might, your rage bonus.
Oh, yeah. That's 20, 22, 24.
Okay, so ordinarily, I would, as a courtesy, ask if you would like me to add more hit points to this creature, as, you know, it is the leader, it is supposed to be a challenge. However, I did explicitly tell you that it explodes on death.
Splat.
So, can I get a cunning test, please, from Fryer?
Can I use a fortune?
Yeah.
That's better. 16.
So I think we're down to 2 fortune. 16 does half the damage and prevents you from being blinded, as the lagomorph almost, it goes to form the gestures to conjure that shield of runes again, but as it sees the thick, solid head of the maul that it knows is going to, were you aiming for its head, its chest?
Head.
Cool. That it knows is going to cave its skull in. It stops, and there's a beatific smile that spreads over its features, and almost in slow motion, as you hit it with the maul, and the skull compresses, and then, you know, skin and bone fracture. Whatever magic was within this creature starts to glow through the cracks, and you have enough time to close your eyes and look away, but you do still take, if I can find my other damage die, 13 holy damage
Nice.
as it explodes in your face.
That's
Is
a
that
lot.
halved already?
And that's halved.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 6.
Okay. Okay, I am down to 9.
I'm kind of working on the flies. This is a level 8 opponent, so I'm doing all of the damage reductions on the fly about what seems relevant, and figuring that out, I did forget to halve it. I now apologize for that.
Sadly, it's holy. I would half blunt slashing and piercing.
Who would you like to pass the initiative to after this lagomorph explodes at coruscating waves of arcane fire?
I will smile wickedly with like the gore on my face of splashed lagomorph and just pass it to one of those two.
Okay. I'd also by one of those two, do you mean?
Yeah. The two that are sitting next to me.
Cool, fantastic. As you looked away, like closed your eyes and looked away, you did hear in the background the crow hopping and almost giggling to itself as it punctured the side of this mechanical creature with a thick black pipe, and from somewhere in the bowels of the building, you heard this low, groaning rumble. Right, yeah, they're absolutely going to... Well, one of them needs to make a test against Gunpowder Panic first, and succeeds. What can the Dyed Zealots do? I don't mind naming enemies, because this is to support a crowdfunding campaign, after all. See, I would love to give them their once per fight ability, but it does require them to use their action to do it. And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think they're going to survive 2 rounds with how you've been rolling. Also, I've just noticed that there's a slight thing that needs erratering. So they're going to forego that, but just know that they could do extra damage on their attacks if they spend an action to do it. Yeah, they're just going to take... They draw these wickedly curved daggers. Actually, you know what? I'll throw it to you as my players. Do you want them to have that effect active already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 yeses?
If something bad happens, Iris will just sprinkle some salt on me.
Exactly.
Sure, why not? Apparently we're a bunch of masochists.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead!
both of these daggers, and Freya, you're close enough to see that dagger is being entirely too generous. These shards of jagged metal that only you can see that they have just pulled from the skin of their arms are dripping with some kind of liquid. Where's their attack? There it is. So the first one is a 19 versus your defense.
That hits very hard.
So that is 3 stabbing, which I believe you have resistance to.
Yes.
So it is 1 stabbing. And 4 corrosive damage as the acid on the blade burns at the edges of the wound. And yes, they get a pass to the other one. That's a botch. That's a natural 1.
Hey,
Uh,
goodness.
I will say, because I am kind and you allowed me to, I'll give you a fortune for giving them the extra as well. This is the one that was panicked, and while it has thrown off the gunpowder panic, it is keeping an eye on Beretta at all times, and its swing goes wide, and you see just drops of this liquid scatter across all of the nearby plant life, which begins to blacken and shrivel, and this acrid stench of burning plant fills your nostrils once more. They're going to pass it to Iris.
All right. So I'm going to make the presence test to try to stop being frightened. That's 6, so no.
But Boone?
I rolled 2 6s. So
What is... Alan, do you need to sacrifice something to some primordial deity?
probably yes, yes. I haven't succeeded one of these tests in this one shot, but it's fine.
I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm really
Yeah.
not.
So I guess I can't, because Beretta is between me and Freya, right?
No, Beretta positioned herself so that she was behind all of you,
Okay.
so that you had
So-
the most freedom of movement possible. You will still have a hindrance on attack rolls and ability checks while you can see her.
Yeah, but
Just turn around.
I'm not going to look at Beretta. I'm going to walk to Freya and just spread an entire bag of salt on him.
Assault to wound.
Yes, I can't really read it because he's moving and attacking, and I don't want to disturb him too much, but I cast Cure Wounds on him, and that should heal him for, let's see, that's a 6, 7, 8 stamina points.
Thank you, because I was on 4.
Okay.
And I pass the initiative to Maya.
Okay. I'm first going to try to unscare myself. Nope. So, Boone. Nope. Still scared.
There's 3 fortune in the pool if you want to use it.
Yeah, why not? Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Okay, 14.
That is a failure, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In the background, there is the low roiling noise of a thick liquid moving at speed through a confined area.
Uh-oh.
Sounds bad.
Question, is this, are we still in an area where the ceiling could cave in on us?
You very much are.
Awesome. Well, that's fine. Just be careful, everybody. Right. Okay, I will shoot the bunny.
Which one? There are two. Neither of them have been injured, so it's
One on the right.
fantastic. That, I mean, in my notes I've got 1 and 2, so it'll be 2 because that's the right handmost number.
Yes. Okay, so what's the hindrance?
Disadvantage. So roll twice and pick the lower result.
Lame. Okay. Let's try. Oh, okay, not bad. All right, so that is a unnatural 20.
Yeah, that will hit. What are you attacking with?
Short bow.
Fantastic. Please make your attack roll.
Oh,
Damage
that's
roll,
actually 22. Forgot about my trick. Okay. Ah, two damage.
a mighty 2 damage.
Yes.
As with the... Sorry, I'm just trying to find the YouTube link for the first 2 sessions for the person in chat. As with the unpainted rabbit, it almost seems to enjoy the pain, and it gives a shiver, and Fryer hears a low, gasping giggle from its mouth as the arrow sinks into its flesh.
What a freak.
I would ask who you're passing it to. However, there is only one character to pass it to, so
The
you pass it
bird.
to the burb, who will attempt to throw off the panic and fails. So they have a hindrance on their roll. I need to know their intellect. Lovely. They're doing something back there, but from the sounds of frustration, whatever it is they're doing is probably not succeeding.
Okay.
However, they're going to pass it to themselves and have another go. That's a success. They are no longer frightened. And there is a core of success, and the bird hops along the side of this creature and seems to rip off part of its metallic hide towards the far end of it and disappears within its torso?
What the heck?
And then, because I don't think it's going to last too much longer, it's going to pass it to the rabbits next to Fryer. I don't think an 11's going to beat Fryer's defense.
It does. I have 11 defense.
Okay, cool. Not for you, obviously, but where did my d4s go? So that's 6 stabbing, which you halve down to 3, and 1 corrosive, again, as drops of acid burn at the edges of the wound. And then the other one is going to pass to the other one, which swings wildly at you and botches again. Same one. Why?
It's not having a good day.
It's distraction. Like its head snaps around almost like to the point where Fryer can hear its vertebrae grating. Moves that quickly. As the bird disappears into the mechanical creature, If you would like to, Friar, you can use a reflexive action to make an attack with a hindrance, as it is distracted.
That's 17.
17? Yes, that hits. Please make your damage roll.
A 15.
I believe. Yep. Where were you aiming with your maul?
Since like turn its head away, I'll just try to cave in the chest area.
Okay. It coughs frothy blood, lungs clearly collapsed and pierced as it sinks slowly, almost reaching up for the maul as if it wants you to hit it again. A smile on its face as it dies, almost certainly in extreme agony.
Good for him.
But it's going to pass to you. Why not?
I'm going to, if I can reach it in one turn, to the metal creature and where the pipe was put into it, where the gurgling sound of liquid would go to it, try to smack that pipe out of it.
Okay, sure. Yep, you can get there easily enough. I do need to check something. Please bear with me 1 second. Mostly to give you the right name for a thing. Are you taking a disengage so that the other rabbit doesn't attack you? It will stop you from attacking the pipe.
Then I will not.
Okay, so it's going to swing wildly with its dagger as you go past. That's an 8. So you can get easily to the pipe. Sorry, I rolled the d20 and damage at the same time to save in the same roll to save time, and one of the d4s bounced out of the dice tray. So you feel the burn of the acid on its blade as you go past, but the shard of jagged metal itself doesn't pierce your skin, leaving you free to approach the pipe.
And true to my rage, I have a boon on all my checks.
Okay, so just so I understand, you are swinging your maul at it?
Like my maul or my shoulder. Like,
I need to know which.
It's metal, so probably my maul.
Okay. As you get closer,
My shoulder is breakable.
yeah, it's a series of metal rings with this strange black material linking them, and it's kind of vibrating slightly, and it's attached, like it goes into a hole inside of whatever this metal creature is. I'm going to tell you right now, you do not want to botch, and you do not want to roll over 20.
Well,
There's 2 fortune in the pool for a reason.
$19.
Fantastic. I'm not going to make you roll damage because it's not terribly strong. You swing them all down, and the heavy metal head of it just smashes through the pipe. Could I get an agility test, please?
Yes, you can. 13.
13. You're right there, so I don't think that would be high. That's enough. Hey, someone in my game, how much damage do you think a mouthful of petrol would do, or diesel would do? In terms of dice size, I'll roll it, so it's random, but I'm thinking D8.
Yeah.
I drink petrol for breakfast.
6 points of poison damage as a viscous, pungent black liquid sprays all the way up you and burns through your eyes and your mouth and down into your lungs.
Ooh.
Nice.
Are you
I
alive?
am slightly vomiting blood and petrol.
Who would you like to pass the initiative to?
Iris and their salt.
Oh, the problem is that there are two very angry rabbits between you and me.
One angry rabbit.
There's one angry rabbit and one corpse.
Okay.
Where's the crow?
Disappeared into the side of the
Oh.
creature.
First,
Oh, okay.
let me
He's
check
hiding.
my shave of. Oh, 15! Finally!
The
A
number you
success.
needed. Congratulations.
Whew,
You did it!
yeah! So I'm not deafened and I'm not frightened anymore.
Yeah, definite scared.
But there is this guy, this rabbit between me and Freya. So
Yes.
let me double check.
If it helps with your decision making, the safe route taking you around the rabbit, you will need to dash to get to Freya.
Yeah, so I won't be able to cast a spell after that, I imagine.
No. The unsafe route will get you to Freya, but unless you disengage, again taking your action, there'll be no, because it hasn't acted again. There's no attack of opportunity. Never mind. Ignore what I
Yeah,
was saying.
So I
can
it
only
tried
use
that
it on me.
already.
Yeah, so I can just run past it. You know what? I'm going to chance it and just run
Okay.
to Freya and cast Cure Wounds again.
Okay.
And
Salt in my eyes, petrol in my eyes, acid in my stomach.
how bad is Freya?
On the scale of 15, I feel like a 2.
Okay.
Oddly specific.
I'm going to improve the spell to heal 1d8 more.
I also should point out there is a spreading pool of this liquid at your feet.
Yeah.
As it-
And then we're going to get away really quick. But that's going to be my last spell point. And that's 3, 6, and what is that?
Loretta, please do not shoot the oily mass.
Do not tell me what to do.
14
Splash.
points of stamina.
How much?
14.
And I am back at max.
Nice.
And I'm trying to get that petrol or whatever it is out of my clothes and boots.
That's absolutely fair. As there is now a large pool of flammable liquid, obviously your characters probably don't recognize it as flammable liquid, but for informed decision making and to increase tension, if anyone botches on a ranged attack at this point forward, a spark will fly into the diesel. Because
Right.
you're both using metal-based projectiles.
Yeah.
Let's start with Maya.
I
Yeah.
feel victimized.
You know why?
You know what you did.
All right. Let me first try to unspook myself again. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Would you like to spend
Right.
fortune? Because if you are rolling with a hindrance,
I'm probably still gonna shoot next turn, so I
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. I have
I'm sorry,
faith
Emma.
that I won't botch on my shot. Come on, sure.
so you're going for the rabbit that
Yes.
is now in the middle of the room by the root.
Yep. And that will be a $19,
Yes, that hits. Please roll damage.
but not a 1 this time. Hey, that's a 7.
Arrow, as with the other one, although this is a much deeper wound as the arrow sinks into its side, it grabs and just twists, and you can see the smile parting the UV reactive patterning on its face. And it's, like fractured, broken laugh echoes across the air.
Again, what a freak. All right, Beretta. Don't mess it up.
See, the thing is, Alan just succeeded his gunpowder panic roll, and I don't want him to immediately have to do it again.
It's alright.
So we have that one lagomorph remaining.
Yep.
And that bird is in the metal thing.
Yes, crawled and it seemingly ripped off part of the metallic hide and jumped inside.
Did you put the hide back?
Yes.
Okay.
Hiding in the hide.
I'm going to do the sensible thing. I know, boo. Get in melee range of the remaining lagomorph and try to shank it with my dagger.
Go for it.
Which, if I botch, does not trigger a spark because it's not ranged.
That is correct. You're also far enough away from the diesel that even if you did hit something with the dagger that would cause a spark, it wouldn't ignite.
Good, because I botched.
Oh, good. Would you like to spend a fortune to reroll?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. It's. I think we.
Just do it. Do it.
But we might need it later. Points at Petrol.
We'll do cool
Fine.
things.
We'll
Fine,
have
okay.
By the
one
blaze
more.
of glory.
Yeah.
Do not jinx it, Ren, by saying Blaze of Glory.
It's the finale for a reason.
Yeah. True that.
That is plus my agility and my experience bonus. That is a 19.
Yes, that hits. In the background, very close. Actually, yes. So, slight narrative cutaway. There is the deafening, primal roar of a long-trapped chthonic entity erupting throughout this confined space. Dust pours from the rocks in the ceiling. I need all of you, Iris and Fryer, have a hindrance on this to make a vitality test, please.
But my damage.
You can roll damage afterwards. This is just before I forget.
15.
That's a success. Sorry, Alan?
7.
That's a fail.
16.
That's a success.
Vitality?
Yep.
That's a 14.
Okay, that's a success as well. The failures. The noise is so cacophonous and aggressive that after a second, all you can hear is ringing in your ears. Until I say otherwise, you're deafened.
Okay.
But please, go ahead, roll damage, Josie.
I have a question.
Yep.
If Fryer is now deafened until further notice, and I were to
immune to
fire my
gunpowder
blunderbuss
panic.
again,
Yeah.
see?
Hey!
Also,
It all works out.
would someone please roll 1d6 and tell me what they get?
A 1.
Okay.
On my damage die, I rolled a 4.
A 4? Fantastic. It is still standing, but as with the arrow, it almost leans into the dagger slot, the attack, and deep red, well, black under the UV wells. Well, no, blood fluoresces, isn't it? So it's like green-blue liquid pours from the wound, and it just laughs in your face, blood-specked spittle flying everywhere. The laugh continues. It reaches a higher, more fragmented pitch as bang, 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 rocks start falling from the ceiling. The noise, too loud for this stressed ceiling to deal with. You have a round of combat before the ceiling drip falls in on you. Happily, that Beretta was the last one to act in the round. So. What do you do?
I'm going to close the door real quick because the mosquitoes are flying in.
Sure thing. Don't get eaten alive.
How about, check this, we skedaddle.
Radical idea. Leave.
For Beretta, radical idea, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's smart. The bunny and the crow will be squished, and we will not be, which is good.
Which way are you proposing to leave? There's back the way you came, or there is the sunlight in front of the mechanical creature.
But then we would not be able to get the horses. I want to say back the way we came, but that's just my thinking of horses.
Also, if the sunlight part is like up and climbing, that has a bigger chance of failure if you have to roll for that. And just running back where we came from, I think would be easier.
Yeah, it's the devil we know. Of, it being kind of far away, just in case like the entire thing collapses on us, we would not have as much time to get out. But yeah, we don't want to go head first into something we don't know is going to be bad.
Okay. So, the eternal question of role-playing games. What do you do? Beretta, who do you pass the initiative to? Technically, you can pass it to yourself. If you wished.
What's my running speed again?
Dogs have 40 feet on all fours, which is...
I have 50.
Well, there you
go. I think because I'm a runner.
Ah, yeah, that'd be it. So that's, a lot of meters. It's like 15
Thank
meters.
Thank you for the conversion, Ryan. I appreciate it.
13 and a half or something like that. But as all of the distances in the game are tracked in feet, I'm doing it. I'm doing my best.
And a dash would double that?
Yeah.
I don't know how my friends are going to get out of this, but I think I'm going to take the coward's way out and justify it to myself as getting backup or something. Or you have to save yourself before you can help someone else, and just skedaddle and on all fours go 100 feet away from everything back where we came from.
Yep, that will easily get you out of this room. Does mean you're taking attack opportunity.
Hit me.
Well, I might miss. With how well I've been rolling. Well, the one that kept missing is dead, so 13 versus your defense?
I have a 15 on defense.
You feel the blade score the back of your armor as you drop to all fours and dash away. Who do you pass the initiative to?
I am scared.
I guess to be fair, it doesn't
really
matter because the Lagomorph has used its one reaction to turn. So even if people run straight past it, it mechanically cannot do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna
apart from
practice the old nepotism and pass it to Ren, to Friar.
The thing is, I am deafened, so I don't hear you're deciding to run away.
Yep, you don't even hear the ceiling falling.
And the last thing I know, there was a bird who crawled into a metal creature. I'm going to rip open the piece of hide where it went in and try to crawl after it inside of the metal creature.
Okay. So we can do this one of two ways. You can use your action and get the full effect of your brute strength trick, or you can use a supplemental action, which is akin to a bonus action in other D20 games, and have a I guess because you have brute strength, it'll be a straight roll.
I'm gonna then do the supplemental action to draw it open.
Okay. The difficulty for this is 15.
17.
Fantastic. You run to where you think it went in, and there's a vaguely rectangular patch of hide that has an indent along the edge, and you get your paws in there and you pull it free, and inside is a cramped space full of metal struts sticking from the front with a large pane of glass, and the old twisted broken bird is seated just pushing forwards on some of these levers. It seems completely focused on what it's doing and hasn't noticed what you've done. Not to the point where you'll have a boon on the on any attacks you make, but it's focused on the task at hand.
Can I try to just, like, pull it out and just place myself in its seat?
Yes, sure. Make another might check, please. Brute strength does apply to this.
22.
Yep. The actually, you know what? Hang on. Is there any point in it resisting? Can it physically roll high enough? It can. I will try to beat your 22. It is unlikely, but it will resist.
Trust the old frail bird.
It did not resist. It cries out in frustration, pain, rage. You're not a mix of all three as you pull it and just throw it.
It falls on deaf ears.
Hey. Now, I'm imagining, because you're deafened and raging, that there was no grace in that. It was just grab and throw.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll. Let's say 1d4. You want anything but a 1.
4.
Fantastic. You didn't hit one of the crucial things in the space. But yeah, you can sit on the cracked, almost seems leather-covered thing within this creature. Who'd you pass the initiative to?
Saltman.
Iris.
All right. So I am deaf.
You're deaf, but
Yeah.
as you're not raging, it seems likely to me that you'd have enough situational awareness to notice Beretta sprinting full hit, like out of the room as the ceiling starts to fall.
Okay. And Freya just jumped into that creature of metal.
Yep.
I'm going to. I mean, if I shout, but I don't hear myself, I'm still going to shout to Freya to take cover.
Okay.
I don't know that Freya is deaf.
You do not.
That's fine. And I'm going to run after Beretta.
Okay.
Very close.
Yeah, I assume by dashing. Do you
Yes.
have not that it matters much, but hey, for the audience at home who might be wondering how fast lizards can run.
So my speed is 30 feet. I haven't read anything stating that I go faster when I am on a 4.
Yeah, I think that's a dog thing.
So 30 feet. times 2, 60 feet.
Oh, but have you seen those lizards that like when they run
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like that.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you
They
can.
go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take off. I was about to say hair off because that's a in British English that works for running. But you take off after Beretta. It's not to the point where I need you to make an agility test to avoid the rocks falling from the ceiling just yet, but it's close.
All right. That's fine.
Sorry, I'm just double checking something. Who do you pass the initiative to?
To Maya.
Maya. The initiative is yours.
I am not deaf, and I have been keeping an eye on the ceiling. And I see it coming down. So my first thought is the horses. The horses. Well, somebody think of the horses. And I'm gonna book it out of there.
That's fair. It does look like, because the character creation rules just say calculate speed as per rules of Pugmire page 69, you also get the 40 feet of four-legged movement.
Nice. And I'm also a runner, so
So you can not quite catch up with Beretta. Well, actually, you can run further than Beretta because you were further. Beretta was further into the room than you. So you overtake her. That leaves the initiative with me and the Lagomorph and the Crow. Just trying to think if the Lagomorph would do anything useful at this point. Not that it.
Hit by the rocks on purpose to get hurt.
Sorry.
No, that was perfectly timed, Alan. Well done.
I'll take a sip of petrol.
It doesn't matter what it does because none of you can see it. Three of you are running away from it, and one of you is in the front of whatever this creature is. However, the Crow is going to try. What is your agility modifier, Friar?
+1.
Okay, so I'm going to set the difficulty of this flailing crow's action at 11, being 10 plus your agility modifier, because I assume you're trying to stop it doing whatever it wants to do, which is reach for the things in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, well, that was a 4. However, it's just going to pass back to itself. Natural 20. So, it in a frenzy of feathers and it seems like it's got too many limbs because its hands are all over the place, but it is just as you are mindlessly raging, or kind of, I imagine, coming out of it at this point, because I believe you have to take damage, or a supplemental action to keep the rage going. It's that single-minded emotional focus that is driving its actions, and as your senses return, as your clarity of thought returns, it caws in triumph as it hits one of the odd metal struts in front of you, which slams forwards into a vertical position. And there is, not that you can hear it because you're deaf, but you can feel the bassy rumble of this creature growling, and you can smell and taste the thick black smoke that fills this confined area, and it lunges forwards straight through the rocks and into the realms. And I think that's where we'll end.
Well, we tried.
There may be future adventures, who knows? Just a couple of quick behind-the-scenes things about the rabbits. Again, they're supposed to be more intimidating, but I was working these encounters out on the fly because...
The damage was very intimidating.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
If I didn't have the resistance, I would have died in 2 hits.
But they're also supposed to have a thing. If they successfully hit you, you have to test against scared because of their terrifying visages, whatever you want to, how you want to pronounce it in English. And then obviously the non-painted one has a lot of cool stuff, but it has to be alive to do it.
Apparently, getting a bunch of shrapnel in your face is not beneficial to staying alive.
It is not. It's also a it is also a support leader. It's a force multiplier. It makes other things better, or it can. Anyway.
Good thing
Oh,
that
no.
we snuffed that one out first.
Yeah.
Yep. It for instance, can deal a tiny bit of damage to another rabbit, and that rabbit does an extra 1d8 damage to all its attacks.
Yeah, how about no?
Yeah.
And the explosion, it can trigger at will without it dying, and then if it dies, it just does it again. And
I'll do it again.
it didn't come up, but the giant metal creature was an entirely new creature for the book called the Jakubor. It's designed as a mindless creature that just exists to consume. But it was like a, hey, they might get around to fighting this, so I have to make it small and therefore technically doable. So like, it had a stamina pool that you could kill rather than the OL9 creature that you stood no
What
chance
happened
of.
if I was inside of it when it got alive?
Well, the normal one you can't get inside, but again, it was all just to keep some kind of narrative storyline going through the fight without it just being a slugfest. I don't know if you picked up on it, but I was doing a countdown whenever you spent fortune for it activating without actions needed.
Nice.
However, that was just the bookkeeping to be like, hey, this is where I diverge from the rules for actual play purposes. I'm aware that time is getting on. Do you have any quick like cooldown thoughts, vibes, feelings, any idea of what might lay in store for your characters?
Nope. Apart from being sad that I couldn't pilot the boar as a Gundam.
I mean, considering everything, I think Beretta would somehow be like partially stained with petrol, and maybe she figures out that it's flammable. Who knows? Let's give the gun dog more fire. Good job.
I'll also point out that going back for the horses is absolutely the right call because they've got all the plastic.
Yes. They do have all the plastic in their saddlebags. So yeah.
You would not have without Fryer being
Yes.
like, hey, I'm going to go this way rather than leave.
Yeah. Well, with all that plastic, we can get out of there and pay for
Maybe find some
an
people to
army
dig me out.
and take out the monster. So
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
Fantastic. Anything else? Any other closing thoughts before we sign off for the final time?
It was fun.
Grand. That's not what I was looking for, but I appreciate it nonetheless. In which case, in reverse alphabetical order, please introduce yourselves and who you were playing, starting with Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren. I was playing Friar, who is now buried alive inside of a
Oh no,
mechanical ore.
you got out. The creature burst through the falling rocks.
Oh yeah, true. I am now inside of a mechanical ore. Also, is the crow still inside with me?
Yes, yeah. It's not great in there.
Yeah, very cramped. But I enjoyed this very much, and I want to thank the honorable DM for guiding us through this.
Thank you, Josie.
Hi, my name is Josie. I played Beretta, I think now Pyromaniac, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And if you're allowed to do the promo for personal things again, I will post my link in the Zoom chat again. If you would be
That's
so
fine.
nice,
I can share it for you.
The audio drama that I participated in has released its last episode. So the entire thing is now on Spotify free and on YouTube also free. So just saying, if you want some slightly young adult portal fantasy with gay romance, maybe your thing.
There's a lot of good words in that genre.
Yeah.
Bliss, please, would you mind?
I am Bliss Steel. You can find me on places at Bliss Steel. Make sure you're over 18 because I have been doing spicy video gaming streams up until I got Pergonet, and now I am taking a break from that. But I will be playing Exalted Essence next Friday here on this channel.
Oh, yeah.
And it will be very cool. And today I was playing Maya Pyrenees, and she saved the horses, and that makes her happy.
And Alan.
Yeah, so I'm Adam. I published a lot of community content for Story Pass Nexus, Canis Minor, and Slash and Vault, including last week short fiction for called The Flames of Valmecia, which is so set in the Scarlands, and that was published as part of the Onyx Pass fiction contest, which is now over, and there are like 10 entries, I think, and I read a lot of them, and they are very good introductions to the different games for Onyx Pass. So have a look at them. And tonight I played Iris. She's a lizard alchemist, so a salt spellcaster, and something that I really enjoyed when playing her is using the aspects of the reptile culture that is in the Pugmire Unleashed book. Really evocative fantasy culture. So
Fantastic, thank you. And yes, that, I do want to stress that if we had more time, I would absolutely do the like one thing you enjoyed about playing your character and one thing you enjoyed about someone else's character to spotlight cool things. But alas, time is against us as ever. And I'm Ryan. I've been the guide for this short actual play. I was a contributing writer to the book that we've been trying to demonstrate to its full potential. While the Backerkit campaign did finish half an hour before we went live-ish today, if you go to it on Backerkit, and it's just called Pugmire Unleashed, the plan, I assume, is to have pre-order, like late pledges, pre-orders, whatever you want to call it, open at some point in the relatively near future, so that you can get access to the compiled manuscript, which is what we've been using, and everything that you would get had you, most things that you would get had you backed it during the campaign. I think that's all for now. Anyone who is interested in actual play content, the next thing I think on the channel this week we also have, I believe, Trinity Continuum Aeon Asaya or Asia, and I think that's it. Oh no, there'll be I don't know if Accursed in Boston is on or not, but if it is, watch it, because Corbin is pretty cool GM for Curseborn. But I think that's it from me, so thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully you swing by the Onyx... Oh, reminder to myself, if you have enjoyed this but didn't watch Session 0, 1, or 2, those are up on YouTube now. It's just youtube.com/theonyxpath. @theonyxpath. Yeah, anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.